Back at Dover, Delaware, under caution for the third time today. Lap 67 of 400. The 78 car, Joe Nemechek, going up across the racetrack and tagging the wall. Leaders have been on and off pit road. A couple of guys have been clocked at speeding leaving the pit road. The 19 of Elliott Sadler, the 11 of Denny Hamlin, one of our chasers, clocked at 40.14 miles an hour in the final segment of the pits. Pit road speed is 35. They give you 5, and that's anything over 40, you get flagged.
Yeah, that's going to hurt Denny Hamlin quite a bit. Elliott Sadler, who got caught, he's going to be at the back anyway because he got the free pass there. So didn't hurt him that time. So I guess he'll learn that he can't go. He's going to have to get another tack reading this time.
AB, the 26 car, was our leader, and they struggled a little bit in the pits a moment ago.
Yeah, and Doc, we were just taking a look at some replays on this pit stop to see if we could come up with particular reasons why. But the first thing that stands out, notice the difference in the uniforms. Driver changing, the gentleman changing the right rear tire. Remember that Jack Roush swapped out some crew people. Had a couple guys on the 99 and the 17 that he wanted to make a little bit stronger for the championship, so he swapped some guys out. With this 2016, they had some particularly strong people there. And so Jamie McMurray comes into this race losing a couple of spots on pit road while he was leading the event. And oh, by the way, this probably didn't help anything either, huh?
Oh, it really doesn't. Look at that. He's got to back up the 18 car of Kyle Busch, and Jamie McMurray had to really go around the outside of Kyle Busch, so it was tough on both of them.
Nastiest pit road on the circuit, isn't it there, DJ?
There is nowhere that's worse than this. These pit boxes are so small, just no room to maneuver these cars around. Especially these are even harder to get in and out of the pits.
Matt Kenseth being shown as the leader. Remember, he dominated this race a year ago, leading 192 laps, only to have the engine come apart at lap 374. And after great pit work, that put him up front. Let's see if he can stay there.
Yeah, we're back to green. Matt's leading. I tell you what, that's a team that gets it done week in and week out on pit road. They do a terrific job.
They were coming right before that caution came out, too, so they got a good car. Get this clean air on the nose, and he's going to be probably even better.
A lot of these guys, first time they've been able to make adjustments on their cars. It'll be interesting to see how that's going to help them and let them see if they've got anything for that 26 as he tries to work his way back towards the front.
Mark Martin in the 8 car trying to make a move. There's McMurray. The 10 car, Patrick Carpentier, that had gone in the garage area early after the spin and contact, is back on the racetrack.
Yeah, Marcus Ambrose got into the corner a little hard and just barely got into the wall up in the middle of turns 1 and 2. He's back underway here now.
Back up front, our pole sitter Jeff Gordon had said the car was sliding in the middle of the corner, and he was wanting to get on pit road, make some adjustments, and looks like they've done whatever they've done has worked.
That's working for now. We've seen that these cars, you know, during the run, so you see some guys that are good early, some guys that are not so good early, that can come back at the end of these runs.
Matt Kenseth, our leader. He was the 2003 Cup Series champion, the last year before the chase began. We asked Matt Kenseth about what it takes to win a NASCAR Cup Series title.
We could put together a string of some real good finishes and some good races, but we've yet to be a victory lane this year. We really know we need to win some races and get running better and be more competitive. And we've been a top 10 car a lot. We haven't been a top 5 car very much. We haven't been a contender to win very much, and that's where you need to be able to win a championship. So we're just a little bit off, and we got to keep working on it, take it one race at a time, and get running better.
A week ago, they were involved in a multi-car crash at lap 280, and he finished 14th, a DNF. To begin the chase, so he came in here in the last spot. But a good run here, he can be back in it before we get to Kansas next week.
Yeah, they really need a good run. We see these cars battling here in back towards the middle part of the pack. A lot of swapping of positions. Guys on the inside and outside trying to make up spots. Just really tight. You see Tony Stewart right in the middle of that.
Tony Stewart's running 18th, and he's trying to get by a lot of these guys. He's made some pretty good headway, but he started so far back that it's been kind of a struggle for him to get up through here. Shannon?
Yeah, and that was the goal, and as far as Zippinelli told me, it was to get up front. Right now, Tony Stewart battling with tight conditions on that last pit stop. They made a wedge adjustment and took 4 tires just to try to give him some relief inside that 20 car. But they feel good about this run. At the start of the race, Tony Stewart came over the radio and said, guys, I really feel it. We're going to have a good run today.
Well, that's good to hear. When your driver's confident like that, especially somebody like Stewart that knows what he needs, that's a good feeling.
That's pretty confident. You go in the middle of 2 other cars and make a pass 3 wide here at Dover. So he has to have a pretty good race car.
This battle back in the pack here is about 15th, 16th, 17th on back. David Reagan was there. Juan Pablo Montoya you saw right in front of Stewart. Dave Blaney is there. By the way, Dave Blaney's best run of the year came at this track back in the spring when he had a top 10 finish. The 11 car that had the pit road speeding penalty had to go back to the end of the longest line. Denny Hamlin coming back through the pack. There's the 83 car as well, Brian Vickers.
Yeah, that penalty won't be devastating to him if nothing happens while he's back in here. He's got plenty of time and a good race car to make his way back towards the front. You see Denny there going to the bottom right behind the Michael Waltrip car. He's made some pretty good time even in these few laps since we restarted. Dave, you got more on Denny Hamlin?
Well, yeah, DJ, just think about how Greg Biffle came through the pack with a good race car, and you can do that if your race car is good. Remember yesterday when he was talking about the chassis being confused during final practice? Do you remember that? I'm talking about me getting confused too, but he said the chassis was confused, and Mike Ford, his crew chief, told me that really just had to do with grip. A lot of guys complain about that. The corner has many different trends to it while the car goes through it, and that's just all about grip. If you can get the balance where it needs to be, then you can just drive it, and that's what they thought they had achieved, and he's proving it by driving back through this field.
I'm sure that Denny had a talk with it at that chassis after practice was over and got it a little more on the page that he wanted to be on. I do remember that yesterday. That was an interesting comment. I don't know that I've ever heard anybody say that their chassis was confused, but that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, Dave makes a good point, and these corners are so long and different as you go through them. You know, you got a lot of transitions in and out, and the car can do different things even through the corner.
This is 20th on back, Junior in 20th place. Dale Earnhardt Jr. behind him is Kenny Schrader.
Junior gets a little loose off the corner.
Yeah, and Bobby Labonte on the lead lap there, trying to. His car went up across the racetrack a lap ago. Now he goes on the bottom to get beneath Ken Schrader in the 96 car.
Yeah, Junior had fallen back quite a bit and lost a little bit more even on that pit exchange there. So he was really struggling when we got to about lap 50. It seemed like that his car fell off for quite a bit more than what some of the others did as he tries to make his way back towards the front now.
Back up front, the 26 car, Jamie McMurray now beginning to reel in the 24 that has backed up some. Jeff Gordon had moved in on Kenseth, and then Kenseth is now pulled away by about half a straightaway, and Gordon in jeopardy of losing the second spot.
Andy, I'm going to go ahead and give you credit. You picked a nice sleeper here today, and if anybody else is going to win this race, they're going to have to beat Jamie McMurray.
Yeah, his car comes to life after they run a few laps. You can kind of see it's like the cream rising to the top. After they've run a little while, that's when the chassis really takes over.
Although I will mention again, you saw the different uniforms that Alan Bestwick and the guys pointed out. They have taken some key crew members off this team to put them on chase teams, the 99 and the 16. And so how could that impact what's going to happen on pit road with these guys? Dave.
Gary, funny you should mention that. Right after that pit stop, which we know was subpar, crew chief Larry Carter said, hey, everybody meet me behind the box. He got the crew together. He had a little talk with them, encouraged them, told them not to get down, but also to pick themselves up, not let that happen again if they could help it. The pit stop wasn't exactly bad. It just wasn't quick enough. So Carter got them together, encouraged them, and they should be good to go from here. We'll see.
Yeah, I didn't see anything really wrong with the pit stop. They just got beat out. I think some of that could be their position on pit road.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one's always a little bit more difficult, isn't it, Andy? You're not wanting to make a mistake, just trying to get it done.
Especially when you're leading the race and you haven't been leading lately. Guys are kind of either nervous or pumped up, and you can, you just need to make that first pit stop and get it out of the way.
Matt Kenseth knows what success tastes like at Dover, Delaware. That's back in the spring of 2006. He started 19th, and then when the day was done, there's the 8 car, by the way, making a move inside the 24. Wow. Mark Martin and the 99 coming.
Yeah, Carl Edwards has made a nice run up from his 22nd starting position. This is going to put him up to the 4th spot as he takes it away from Jeff Gordon. So we see that he came here on a mission to win this. He was my pick earlier in the week, I'll say that, as we were on NASCAR Now. But yeah, I know that's really going on the limb. I'm sure Brad Daugherty's sitting down there saying, DJ, you really go out there.
But you picked him, and that's what counts. As I started to tell you a moment ago, Matt Kenseth knows what victory tastes like here at Dover, Delaware, because back in June of 2006, he started 19th and got the job done.